that early. All right, we are live.
We are indeed live.
Let's see if the notification goes through. I think I just got a buzz.
Yep.
There we go. Share that immediately.
Mm-hmm.
We are now live with tonight's trivia game.
And happy Monday to everybody.
Apparently it's a Meow Monday. You get Catterday and you get a Meow Monday.
No. That's going to be a no from me, boss.
All right. That's great. That's all started. So I updated a couple of things in the slides this week, starting with our recent supporters. Yeah. Let's disappear for a moment as we say thank you to some people. A bunch of very familiar faces, a bunch of new people as well. Everybody who has taken the time and the effort to donate or otherwise support our stream.
We are now over 600 likes on Facebook.
We are over 650, baby.
Ooh,
yeah.
We're getting to the number of the beast soon.
We bypassed 600 like a couple of days ago, and we're well on our way to 7.
Nice.
So, advertising is going on unabated. I'm feeling it. So, we just want to say thank you to, first of all, every new person who has joined and liked the page in recent days. We're very glad to have you if you're tuning in tonight. And we're glad to have everybody who's been a part of the Octopus story, including Jason Kwong, John Liu, and Rachel Schumann. Rachel, who just had her birthday recently.
Yes, that was a lot of fun.
That was fun. To Jason Hess, JT Trujillo, and Will Gilbert, Stephanie Andrew, Stephen Glassman, and Mark Dawson. Michelle Martin, Martin Butterick, and Clifford Gallagher. Oh, Stephen Glassman, by the way. Want to make sure that Stephen knows we are getting their shirt out tomorrow.
Nice.
So thanks for putting in the order. We really appreciate that, and we will get you your stuff as soon as we possibly can. Kent Buxton, Daniel McMarthy, and Richard Mason, and then Daniel Ludlum, Dan Fitzpatrick. A lot of Dans there at the end.
A lot of Dans.
And, of course, Sarah Ann Rapp, who has contributed a question to tonight's game as well. So another night where we have 3 authors on the set.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we just wanted to stop and say thank you to all of those supporters.
We do also want to stress that the game is free and always will be free. Just wanted to give a little extra shout out to the people who have gone ahead and supported us in the past and in the present.
Yeah, absolutely. Like TJ said, the game will always be free. It's never going to be mandatory to donate. We understand if you're maybe not within your means, or if you just don't feel like it, that's cool too.
Yeah,
I mean,
just
come
on in, enjoy the good vibes, have a good time in the chat, answer some questions, learn some things.
That's exactly
We learn things every week.
I learned a lot of things this week.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have no expectations regarding that. However, if you are in the mood to donate and have the means to, you can hook us up using the handles. They're at the bottom of the screen. That's Venmo is at McKinney-Sizemore, and PayPal is ksizemore at hotmail.com. So you can use either one of those and hook us up if you want to support us. Like I said last time, writing 40 questions a week is it can be a bit of a bear.
It's a little taxing.
It's a little bit of a bear, especially when everything is more or less researched from scratch.
It's more like exit pursued by a bear.
Sometimes you pursue the bear,
sometimes the bear pursues you.
Yeah, I mean, since like a couple of our mini games, we've trotted out some of what we call like the all-star questions, like ones that we used to use in
we did
bars.
Bar trivia and stuff.
Yeah, we'll spruce them up a little bit and show them to you. But
everything else has been completely written that week.
From scratch.
Yeah.
Everything else has been from scratch. For sure. I'd like to welcome everybody from Facebook, from Twitch, and from YouTube. We've got all of that going on tonight. And if you want to tune in on Twitch, it's twitch.tv/octopustrivia. On YouTube, I believe it's youtube.com/octopustrivia.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a nice, easy handle to remember. It's also our Facebook handle. Mm-hmm. All right, let's move on.
It's also our Twitter, if I ever set that up again. I claimed Octopus Trivia like a year ago, and I just haven't done anything with it.
I see Steven in the chat saying thanks for the shirt, which, as we said, we'll be getting out real soon. If you want to be a part of that, if you want to get yourself a shirt, all you got to do is contribute $25 or more in a single event using either that Venmo handle, that's at McKinney-Sizemore, or PayPal at ksizemore@hotmail.com. Just leave us a comment with your preferred shirt size and your address, and we'll get that out to you as soon as possible. Steven, thank you for pointing out that our YouTube handle is The Gentleman Octopus.
The Gentleman.
I love that. Our fans know our social media handles better than we do.
Uh-huh.
I'll just claim that we're juggling a lot of things.
Uh-huh.
All 8 arms are engaged.
They're in motion.
They are engaged for sure. But yeah, hook us up, and we'll hook you up too if you got something you want, like bottle openers.
Love our bottle openers.
Yeah, if you send us 25 or more, you'll get the shirt. $10 or more, we'll hook you up with a bottle opener, provided, of course, you don't already have a bunch of them on your fridge.
Yeah.
But yeah, check that out. Venmo or PayPal, either one works for us.
We got 16 people in the chat so far on
Beautiful.
Facebook.
For those people, I will move on and talk about QuickWit. QuickWit is an exciting and competitive trivia app that rewards players with physical prizes, as it says right there on the slide. What'll happen is twice at more or less random points throughout the day, but the decently predictable schedule.
Yeah, probably about 4 and 8.
Yeah, right about 4 and 8 o'clock seem right, or 2 and 10 o'clock, stuff like that. You will get a question that has a 15-minute timer on it. That question will have a riddle-like component to it, and likely will be something you can figure out based on whatever general knowledge you already have, or definitely whatever you're able to find via Google or whatever other online resources.
Maybe ask Jeeves.
Maybe
he's
ask
got
Jeeves.
it.
Yeah, maybe just straight up ask Jeeves the question. Jeeves like, yo, 42. Of course it's 42.
It's always 42.
But yeah, you solve the question.
Jeeves loves memes.
You solve the question within the 15-minute time limit. There are no multiple choice, and spelling counts, so be careful. Fastest person to solve the question correctly will receive whatever prize is on offer. Today, there was an ultimate beard grooming kit and a set of whiskey stones.
Ooh.
I'm excited to find out what we will be offering tomorrow when our question goes live in the afternoon, and I'm excited to see how people do on that question. I won't give any hints, but if you played Octopus Trivia, you might be familiar with the format a little bit. Just a little tent of the fingers there. All right, but yeah, play QuickWit. If you don't already have it, download it, and if you do have it, download that update so you can see our sponsored question tomorrow.
Indeed.
Anyway, we're going to bring ourselves back.
And let's bring out some rules.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be using the Google Forms to submit your answers. Please try to keep your team name consistent through all the rounds. Otherwise, it will count you as a new team.
Yeah. Make sure your team name is spelled, spaced, stylized the same way on each one of your Google answer forms. Otherwise, our automatic scorer, like TJ said, will recognize that it's a new team submitting your answers, and will give those points to that new team. It's an easy fix. We can take care of it, but it takes some time, and it interrupts the flow of the game. So try to make sure that your team name is spelled, spaced, and styled the same way throughout, and copy and paste if you have to.
Obviously, you can use Facebook Messenger, you can use Google Hangout, you can use Zoom, anything that you meet people with in this crazy age.
Crazy age. Oh,
yeah.
You sounded pretty old there.
Yeah.
Just gonna say.
Sounded pretty old there, buddy.
Yeah.
But anything that you use to do those things, you can obviously contact people.
I am dropping the links to those Google Forms in both the Twitch and the YouTube feeds, so those are ready to go.
And I'm dropping it in the Facebook feed now.
Tonight, as with every night, at least according to our newest poll, there will be 5 rounds of 8 questions, and the middle round will be a music round with a theme. As TJ said, feel free to play individually or team up. We don't have any, team maximums or anything like that. I mean, I'd recommend maybe having fewer than 10, and we'd prefer an ideal size to be between 6, maybe 8. But it's totally up to you. Whatever you feel you can manage, really.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's diminishing returns.
Yeah, there's the point of diminishing returns where it's just too many people with too many problems.
Too many people, too many problems.
Yeah.
I feel you. Hey, QuickWit, thank you for the like. Thanks for making those tentacles go off early in the game. As we continue with the rules, just want to remind you that each correct answer is worth 1 point. The only exception to this is in the music round. You'll get 1 point for the title, 1 point for the artist, and 2 for the theme. Guessing that theme correctly will get you 2 points. Questions we read once, and then we will recap them in an abbreviated form. After that, we will put on a 3-minute timer. And during that timer, we'll go over the slides, and you will be asked to submit your answers. The last couple of games, we have accelerated our question delivery somewhat, and we haven't lost anybody yet, which is really good. And I think we're doing fine on that. But we are trying to get you out of here in under 2 hours.
Yep.
From
under
the start
2
of the
hours
first question.
is the goal.
Yep. Let's see. It is 8:58. So just going to let you know that there will be no final question. Steven, thank you very much for liking the stream. There will be no final question, and tiebreakers will only be used in the event of a first place tie.
Yep. And the full disclosure, hasn't been written yet.
Yeah, with the tiebreakers, if necessary, what we'll do is we'll put all of the questions into a random number generator, and it'll spit out a number between 1 and 32. We will write a closest to the pin question based on the question that it corresponds to, that number corresponds to. So that'll be how we handle that. And I think, speaking of things that are handled...
just about done here.
I think so. Let's move on and wish everybody good luck. This is our first round. Why don't you introduce them to what we're drinking tonight?
Yeah, we're drinking the really, really classy Mountain Dew Frostbite.
It's got a shark on the can.
It does have a shark on the can. Not a sponsor. But
Not a sponsor.
But they could be.
Yeah, right? I mean,
Hey, Mountain Dew.
just drop off a
at
few
us.
cases.
Yeah, come at us.
All right. Let's get on with it. Good luck. Here's question number 1. Question number 1. At least 2 of the original titles of The Great Gatsby reference the character Trimalchio, a figure from what first century work usually attributed to Gaius Petronius. Once again, Gaius Petronius is the usually attributed author of what first century work? The character Trimalchio, which was referenced in at least 2 of the original titles of The Great Gatsby, comes from this work. That's question number 1. And I believe, TJ, you are up, my friend.
Question number 2. Running a course of nearly 1,700 miles, what South American river is the longest river that also shares its name with a South American country? So running a course of over 1,700 miles, what South American river is the longest river that shares its name with a South American country? We're not saying it's the longest river in South America, but is the longest that has the country of a South American country in the name.
Yep, that is correct.
That's question 2.
Question number 3, and easily the meatiest question of the night in more ways than one. I'm going to disappear for a moment, and then you can take in the full scope of this big boy.
Yep.
Question number 3. As seen on the following slide, so not only is it a lot of words, there's an image component too.
And it does help.
As seen on the following slide, the boomstick and the giant chicken tender, that's singular,
Yes.
are 2 of the more adventurous items offered on the menu at what Major League Baseball team's ballpark? The boomstick originally appeared in 2012, possibly to help the team and its fans get over the disappointment of 2 consecutive World Series losses in 2010 and 2011. So here you go. This is the just gauntlet of food offered by this team at their ballpark. So on the left, you got the boomstick. On the right, you've got the giant chicken tender, the
That is
2
singular.
pound, like 18 to 24 inches long. It's
Remember when you heard about like the KFC mega leg? It's kind of like that.
Yeah, but we want to know which team's ballpark offers these treats. Treats used loosely.
Yeah.
Boomstick again was offered in 2012, possibly to help that team's fans forget about the consecutive World Series losses the team suffered in 2010 and 2011.
The boomstick helpfully says that it could serve 4 people or one very hungry gentleman.
Appreciate the suggestions.
Yeah.
And that is question number 3.
I'm hungry.
Yeah,
Question 4. Derived from the cognate of a bygone European currency. What 4-letter word describes both an imperial unit of mass and the official currency of Armenia? So derived from a cognate of a bygone European currency. What four-letter word described both a imperial unit of mass and the official currency of Armenia?
I remember Dad saying earlier that he knew the SI unit for for mass, and I'm like, this is imperial. Anything goes.
Anything goes.
Anything goes.
That is question number 4. Not quite as meaty on that one. I mean,
Nothing's that meaty. Nothing in the rest of the game is that meaty. Question number 5. Gordon Buford's book, Car, Boy, Girl, inspired a 1969 Walt Disney film franchise centered on what character, whose latest appearance was in a 2005 reboot with Lindsay Lohan? Once again, Lindsay Lohan starred in a 2005 reboot of a film franchise centered around what character? First introduced in a 1969 Walt Disney film inspired by the Gordon Buford book, Car, Boy, Girl. That's question number 5.
that is question 5. Question number 6, described as the largest diving duck in North America. The common name of the duck seen on the following slide, Ithia valsarania.
Close.
Yeah,
Athia Valsinaria.
Valsinaria? Okay,
Yep.
yeah. Athia valsinaria references its back resemblance to what material? So what does the back of this duck look like?
That's pretty much the question.
Yep.
Thanks for just winnowing that down for us.
Yep. This is the largest diving duck.
That's what Wikipedia said. They were very specific about that. They're
Yeah,
like,
it's-
this one right here.
This one right here.
Yeah. Is
And
the
so-
largest wading duck in North America? No, diving duck.
Diving
Okay,
duck.
fine.
So we want to know what the name of that duck is.
That's-
It is so named because its back resembles what material?
That's question 6.
That's a serious what the duck.
That's a serious what the duck. I love that it's named for like it's the resemblance of its back to that material and not for its bright red eyes.
Yeah, they're like, we're going to leave that alone.
Not gonna just call it the Satan duck and walk away.
That's a devil duck.
Question number 7. Created by Congressional Charter in 1933, which federally owned corporation is overseen by a board of 9 presidentially appointed members from its Knoxville headquarters? So once again, what federally owned corporation was created by a 1933 Charter of Congress? This corporation is overseen by 9 presidentially appointed members and conducts business from its Knoxville headquarters. That's question number 7.
That is
And
time
last
for
one
your
of the round.
final question of the round. Question number 8, also known as Mexican yam bean or Mexican turnip. What is the common name of the sweet, starchy, nutritious plant that is seen on this slide? So once again, also known as the Mexican yam or the Mexican turnip, what is the name of this? It's starchy.
Now, I described it as a plant on the slide. It has an edible root, and I think it's sometimes considered a tuber, but like members of its vine are considered a type of bean. So, all shrugs over here. If you happen
That's
to know,
weird, man.
if you happen to know more about the botanical classification of this mystery item here, let us know in the chat after the reveal.
After the reveal, yeah.
After the reveal, for sure. Speaking of the reveal, let's do the recap.
It's time for recap. Yep.
Let's do that. Starting now again with question number 1, which is this one here. What is the name of the 1st century work attributed to Gaius Petronius that contains the character Trimalchio? Once again, the character Trimalchio comes from what 1st century work by Gaius Petronius, or at least attributed to Gaius Petronius? You got a lot to, look through when you go back that far.
That's question 1. Question number 2, running a course of nearly 1,700 miles. What South American river is the longest river that also shares its name with the South American country? Looking for a South American river that shares its name with the South American country.
It's the biggest of those
It's
kinds.
the biggest.
Kinds.
It's the biggest. That's question 2.
And question number 3, we'll simplify this to say, you're about to see some big old food. We want to know which MLB team's ballpark serves up these big old foods. You got the boomstick, and you got the giant chicken tender. The boomstick came out in 2012, possibly as a way to help fans forget about the 2 consecutive World Series Finals losses suffered by this team in 2010 and 2011.
World
Here
Series
again,
Finals.
World Series Finals. I'm just trying to make sure that people who aren't as sportsy have an in, or can narrow it down. Like, it wasn't the division, it wasn't the...
Yeah, that wouldn't be the World Series.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, the whole thing is... I mean, it's the
called the
Stanley Cup playoffs, right?
Well, yeah, but it's not called the World Series playoffs. It's just called the playoffs.
Okay, then. Anyway, identify the Major League Baseball team that lost consecutive World Series in 2010 and 2011 and serves the boomstick, the giant chicken tender to hungry customers.
Look at that thing. Mm-hmm. Question number 4. Derived from a cognate of a bygone current European currency, what 4-letter word describes both an imperial unit of mass and the official currency of Armenia? So what's the official currency of Armenia? That's question 4.
That is question 4. I personally think I have a better in with the other thing, but you know. Question number 5. Gordon Buford's book, Car, Boy, Girl, inspired a character in what 1969 inspired what character who starred in a 1969 Walt Disney film that then became a franchise whose latest installment was a 2005 attempted reboot with Lindsay Lohan? That's question number 5 and 6.
Question number 6, described as the largest diving duck in North America. The common name of this duck, seen on the following slide.
That is one chonkin. Hold on,
One chonkin tender. Yep.
Yep, I was about to say I gotta scroll down a little bit more for that, Brian.
The largest diving duck. It is so named because its back resembles what material?
Mm-hmm.
Just cut out all that. Cut the fat out.
There you go.
You need to do that after you have a boomstick. For like 2 days.
Yeah, it's nothing but what's it? Mineral water and brown rice. That's what Oscar Isaac said in Ex Machina. Question number 7. Created by Congressional Charter in 1933, which federally owned corporation is overseen by a board of 9 presidentially appointed members from its Knoxville headquarters. So again, what federally owned corporation operates out of Knoxville and was created by an act of Congressional Charter in 1933. Terry, nice to see you. Thanks for popping in.
And your last question of the round, also known as Mexican yam bean or Mexican turnip. What is the name of the sweet, starchy, and nutritious plant that is seen here? Known as the Mexican yam bean or the Mexican turnip.
That
What's
is
that?
the one.
What's that?
That was that. I mean, yeah, the image questions can basically be, just whittled down to name it, point at it. That. What is it?
That. Find it.
All right. I think that is it for our recap. So I'm going to set up our timer for 3.5 minutes to counter lag. We're going to roll it back to the top here. Going to put on a little bit of royalty-free music for you. What you feeling, by the way, music-wise?
Ooh, let's have a little bit of smooth jazz.
Smooth jazz.
Smooth jazz.
I mean, I've got jazz.
Oh, no smooth?
He's like this. Take it back. All right. Good luck, everybody. We will see you soon. All right. We have evaluated all the submissions, so it's time to take a look at the correct answers from round number 1 and then meet the teams tonight.
Let's meet the players.
For all of you who are joining us, the first break is typically the longest just because we're waiting to see how many teams we have and don't want to shut anybody out. Now we know going forward how many we have, so once we hit that number, locking it down.
Got it. Yeah.
Question number 1. At least 2 of the original titles of The Great Gatsby reference the character Trimalchio, a figure from what first century work usually attributed to Gaius Petronius. One of the books was, one of the titles was just Trimalchio. Another one was Trimalchio in West Egg. And the character Trimalchio throws a big old feast in the Satyricon.
Big old feast. Not as big as number 3.
Yeah, I love on this picture, just in little, like, 6 or 8 point print down below, it says, adults only, exclamation point.
Ooh.
All right, yeah, I'll pick it up.
Question number 2. Running a course of nearly 1,700 miles, what South American river is the longest river that also shares its name with a South American country? And the longest one of those is a Paraguay river.
Yeah, again, we're not looking for the longest river in South America.
We're looking for the longest river that is also the name of a South American country.
Yeah, and it looked like hardly anybody made that mistake. It was pretty well received. So, yep, the Paraguay River was what we're looking for there. Sorry to step all over your answer there.
Happens.
We're going to disappear for just a sec while you look at the meatiness of this question and its accompanying image. So, we showed you this picture and told you that the image on the left is the boomstick. The image on the right is the giant chicken tender. Both of those were created for sale at the ballpark of what MLB team, who also lost consecutive World Series in 2010 and 2011? I mean, who else was it going to be?
Everything's going to be bigger in Texas with the Texas Rangers.
Yep. Texas Rangers offered both of those. I believe
they have confirmed that they will be available at Globe Life Park when they actually allow fans, because they opened that stadium this year, but we're not able to have fans for obvious reasons.
Makes sense. All right. And question number 4, Teach.
Question number 4, derived from a cognate of a bygone European currency. What 4-letter word describes both an imperial unit of mass and the official currency of Armenia?
That's an ostrich tender. Thanks, Jerome.
And the official currency of Armenia is the dram.
Yeah, and then the dram coin itself was a pre-decimalization coin. It was also where the European currency drachma, Greece's currency prior to the euro, got its name. And then the measurement dram gets its evaluation from being literally the weight of one of those coins.
And sometimes with dram, you can also get broccoli with it.
Dram and broccoli. Excellent. Question number 5. Gordon Buford's book, Car, Boy, Girl, inspired a 1969 Walt Disney film franchise about what character It was rebooted in 2005 with Lindsay Lohan.
Everybody smashed this one.
Everybody smashed this one. This was a social, so I'll pop up the gift board for that one. That is Herbie, the love bug.
Herbie.
Yes, not Kirby. Herbie. So, social on that one. Cheers.
Cheers.
TJ.
Question number 6 describes the largest diving duck in North America. The common name of the duck seen in the following slide is named because its back looks like what material? Again, didn't go with devil duck.
No, in spite of its glowing red eyes.
Yeah. But they gave it the canvas. It's the canvas back duck because it kind of looks like it has a canvas on its back.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see it. It definitely looks like canvas. But
It's one of the first things I thought of when I saw the duck. So
it wasn't the first.
It wasn't the first, but it was one of. So canvas back duck will be added there.
Yep, canvas back or canvas was acceptable. Question number 7, which federally owned corporation was created by a 1933 congressional charter? This corporation is run by federally or presidentially appointed, by 9 presidentially appointed board members from its headquarters in Knoxville. Knoxville, of course, being the home of, or rather, located in Tennessee. This is the Tennessee Valley Authority, one of the first New Deal agencies. So that's what we got there.
And
TJ.
your final question of the round, also known as Mexican yam bean or Mexican turnip, was the common name of the sweet, starchy, nutritious plant that is seen here.
We got a couple of guesses for yamoka, which I do not know, and yucca, which yucca is definitely starchy, but it's not as sweet, and it's not referred to as Mexican turnip.
Instead, we've got jicama.
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 Jicama. Jicamopotamus. If you happen to have any more botanical information about jicama and can tell me whether or not it's actually a plant, please feel free to do so. In the meantime,
is it a legume?
in the meantime, let's meet the players and move on to round 2.
Let's meet the teams. All right, we've got Rainbow Connection, Whence Thy Chair, Team Coast to Coast, Bed Knobs and Boomsticks. Yeah, Kanye West Nile Virus, third podium. Rip, Max and Screech, Punxsutawney Filibusters, Junie Get a Whitefish, Gentlefolk Octopodes, B3 Front Stroking King, Arthur Fleck and the Flecktones, and hashtag Justice for Ham Pain.
Yeah, Ham Pain. I saw that one earlier today that was going to be a team name. I know who's playing on that team.
Yep.
All right.
Real pain for my ham pain for my sham friends. Real pain for my ham friends.
Real ham for my real friends. Love it. Round number 2 starts with this question. Bordered by Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Turkmenistan. Which country is the only other doubly landlocked country in the world other than Liechtenstein? This is a bit of a trivia chestnut, I believe. Absolutely been dusted off here.
When you're going through it, it's like, is he doing the Animaniacs country song or no?
So again, Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Turkmenistan surround what other country, which, along with Liechtenstein, is the only doubly landlocked country in the world?
That's question 1. Question number 2, starting in 1994, what still running television show annually airs an episode themed around the Nurse's Ball, a fictional fundraiser that sees characters perform variety acts to drum up donations. So since 1994, what show airs an episode every year centered around the Nurse's Ball, which is a fictional fundraiser in which the characters perform variety acts to drum up donations?
An important point of clarification, 1994 is when those episodes started.
Not when the show started.
Not necessarily when the show started.
Yeah.
That was number 2. Question number 3. After formerly opposing the dictator Rafael Trujillo, Dominican President Juan Bosch gave asylum to exiled revolutionaries who had attempted to overthrow what Haitian dictator? So once again, Juan Bosch, the president of the Dominican Republic, had formerly fought dictator Rafael Trujillo, and during his short-lived administration, I've always been told that it's short-lived, and I hate how it sounds.
Yeah.
During his short-lived administration, he gave asylum to exiled revolutionaries who had attempted to overthrow what Haitian dictator? That's question 3.
Question 4, seen on the following slide are details from Free Speech Puzzle and The Animal That Looks Like a Llama but is really an alpaca. 2 works by what dissident Chinese artist with a repetitive surname?
I know one person at least who's totally going to get this. So I learned about this person from their trivia cast, or not trivia cast, but their trivia outlet, I should say, years ago.
What distant Chinese
Artist,
with a repetitive surname did these?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, on the left is a free speech puzzle, and on the right is the animal that looks like a llama but is really an alpaca.
Excellent name.
Felt was perfectly relevant for many interests.
Yep. So who is this artist? That is question 4.
All right, and pulling it up now, back for question number 5. This one comes to us from Sarah Ann Rapp. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah.
There is no reason, maybe, that they chose the name they did. Or, perhaps, as the tale's been told, it was picked to immortalize a cat owned by the guy who originally managed which English psychedelic band. So what English psychedelic band picked their perhaps unusual name in order to immortalize the cat of their original manager? That's essentially question number 5. It's really
There's a lot there.
It's really interesting. I love this one. But yeah, that's question 5.
That is question 5. Question number 6. For 4 of the last 5 years, the Simon Wiesenthal Center's top 10 anti-Semitic moments of the year have included what British politician who led the United Kingdom's Labour Party and served as leader of the opposition until being replaced by Keir Starmer.
That's correct, yeah. Very, very interesting question. Or in name, rather.
Yep. So until being replaced by Keir Starmer, what Brit was a mainstay on the Wiesenthal Center's top 10 anti-Semitic moments of the year?
Just got a point of clarification, by the way. In the name of the artist with the visual component, that is not their surname, that is their forename.
Oh, okay.
Because of the way Chinese naming traditions work.
Makes sense.
So, our bad.
So who led the United Kingdom's Labour Party and served as leader of the opposition until being replaced by Keir Starmer? That is question 6.
Question number 7. The redacted image on the following slide shows the primary symbol for which electrical energy storing component used in condenser microphones to convert acoustic input into electrical signal. So here, the blacked out or redacted name on this image shows the symbol for what electrical component. This energy storing component is used in condenser microphones to convert acoustic input into an electrical signal. So which one is that? You got battery, resistor, potentiometer, bunch of ones.
All of them.
I'll pretend I know what any of them are.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I know what battery
there's that
is.
one, there's that one, and there's that one.
Exactly, you know, you got that one too.
And your last question of the second round, we all know what this time is.
Oh, we do.
It's Randy Anagram time. Rearrange the following letters to form an 8-letter word, and you got Manlures. M-A-N-L-U-R-E-S. Manlures. Hint, they're the type of thing you can always count on.
Yep, you got to use your manlures in this one.
Mm-hmm. Once again, manlures, they're the type of thing you can always count on. That is question 8, and it is time for the recap.
Mm-hmm. Question number 1. Bordered by Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Turkmenistan. Which country is the only one, other than Liechtenstein, to be doubly landlocked? So along with Liechtenstein, what is the only other double landlocked country in the world?
Question number 2. Starting in 1994, what still-running television show has annually aired an episode themed around the Nurse's Ball, a fictional fundraiser that sees characters perform variety acts to drum up donations? What TV show? Once again, we're not necessarily saying it started in 1994, but since 1994, they have every year had a episode centered around the Nurse's Ball.
That is correct. Question number 3. After formerly opposing the dictator Rafael Trujillo, Dominican President Juan Bosch offered asylum to revolutionaries who had attempted to overthrow what Haitian dictator? Again, Dominican President Juan Bosch gave asylum to exiled revolutionaries who attempted to overthrow what Haitian dictator? That's question number 3. All right. It looks like Ashton1SH1NG has followed us on Twitch. Thank you very much, Ashton.
Thank you. Question number 4. Seen on the following slide are details from Free Speech Puzzle and the animal that looks like a llama but is really an alpaca, which are 2 works by what Chinese artist with a repetitive 4 name?
That is correct.
So there you go. What artist did these? On the left is Free Speech Puzzle, and on the right is the animal that looks like a llama but is really an alpaca. They were both done by what Chinese artist? You just looking for alpacas now?
No, I'm just looking at the comments. Looking at Jerome talking about tapioca, which, yeah, of course, it's where you get yucca, or yucca derives. It's pretty sweet. Root is commonly eaten and also used as an element in soup salads. The rest of it contains the compound rotenone thought to contribute to Parkinson's. Oof.
Oh, no.
All right. Be careful with your jicama, apparently. Thank you for sharing that, Brian. Question number 5. There is no reason, maybe, that they chose the name they did. Or, perhaps, as the tale's been told, it was picked to immortalize a cat owned by the guy who originally managed which English psychedelic band?
Lot to unpack here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a riddle in there, and if you can figure it out, you get a pretty good chance at it. Which English psychedelic band with an unusual name took their unusual name to immortalize a cat, or allegedly to immortalize a cat, owned by their first manager? That's question number 5, and thank you, Sarah, for that question.
Once again, thank you very much, Sarah. Question number 6. For 4 of the last 5 years, the Simon Wiesenthal Center's top 10 anti-Semitic moments of the year have included what British politician who led the United Kingdom's Labour Party and served as leader of the opposition until being replaced by Keir Starmer. Until being replaced by Keir Starmer, what Labour Party politician featured prominently on the Simon Wiesenthal Center's top 10 anti-Semitic moments of the year? Real mainstay.
Yeah. Question number 7. The redacted image on the following slide, the slide I'm showing you right now, shows the symbol for what electrical component? This is an energy storing component that, in condenser microphones, takes acoustic input and converts it into electrical signals. So underneath of that black and red rectangle, what is the name of the energy component that has been redacted in this slide? And then your last one of the round is
Randy anagram time. Rearrange the following letters to form an 8-letter word. You got manlures. 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 The type of thing you can always count on. Always counting on your manlures.
That's it.
Yep.
And that's question number 8.
That is round number 2. Please get your answers in. We will see you in just a few.
I'm going to turn on some Zydeco this time.
Okay.
Yeah. See you in a little bit, and good luck. I was just telling TJ, sea shanties have got to be our next
Somebody's
one.
been on TikTok.
I am feeling... Oh, I made us disappear. I am feeling the accordion is really the thing. All right, let's take a look at the answers from round number 2. We've got everybody submitted.
Mm-hmm.
We've got everybody validated. So, in
Everybody's
at least one
valid-
sense.
yeah. You're all
Hope you feel
beautiful.
validated coming here.
Yeah, you're all beautiful.
There you go. Pass it off to the TJ. He'll take care of you. Question number 1. Bordered by Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Turkmenistan. Which country is the only other doubly landlocked country in the world other than Liechtenstein? You might have sensed a theme there in the beginning, and it's not...
Could it be a stand?
It could be a stand. It wasn't Pakistan. It was Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan right there in the center of all those stands, and it's doubly landlocked, meaning that not only is it a landlocked country,
It's surrounded by landlocked
it's
countries.
bordered on all sides by only landlocked countries.
Yep. Question number 2. Starting in 1994, what still running television show annually airs an episode themed around the Nurse's Ball? A fictional fundraiser that sees characters perform variety acts to drum up donations. And that is General Hospital. I'm going to give a little bit of shit to General Hospital for a second.
Yeah, I read a criticism that seemed pretty well-founded that in the history of them running the Nurse's Ball episodes, they have not raised any actual money, and it seems like a total layup to just
Yeah,
turn it
that would
into an
be-
actual fundraiser.
It'd be really
Just-
easy. Like
you
just
gotta
a
put a phone
one
number at the bottom.
just an 800 number.
Mhm.
Soap fans would donate. There's quite a bit of them, and they're pretty generous with their time and money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, General Hospital. Get it right. Put the number at the bottom, and then like a little 15, 20-second like wraparound between commercials with the stars just saying, pitch in.
Hey, St. Jude's.
Yeah, exactly. St. Jude's. That's a no-brainer. Question number 3. After formerly opposing the dictator Rafael Trujillo, Dominican President Juan Bosch gave asylum to exiled revolutionaries who had attempted to overthrow what Haitian dictator?
There was a tough break here.
There was a tough break. We got a guess of Jean-Baptiste, which is actually what our dad guessed earlier.
Yep.
Makes sense. Good guess.
Haitian leader.
Exactly. And we had one team say Baby Doc Duvalier, but I'm sorry, it was Francois Papa Doc Duvalier, the first of the Duvaliers to be president of Haiti. So, tough break to the team that said Baby Doc.
Question number 4, seen on the following slide, are details from Free Speech Puzzle and the animal that looks like a llama but is really an alpaca, which are 2 works by what dissident Chinese artist with a repetitive forename?
Mm-hmm.
And that would be Ai Weiwei.
Yep. Ai Weiwei has been repeatedly censored by the Chinese government, and by the way, is really prolific. I looked at his page in regards to like works that he's made. Tons and tons of stuff. Lots of documentaries too.
You know what Ai Weiwei also was? A social.
Oh, was Ai Weiwei a social?
I believe so, yeah.
Well, you know what? I will throw it up there anyway. Excellently done, everybody. Here we go. Question number 5. This one comes to you from Sarah Ann Rapp. There is no reason, maybe, that they chose the name they did. Or, perhaps, as the tale's been told, it was picked to immortalize a cat owned by the guy who originally managed which English psychedelic band. There are a bunch of clues in there, and Sarah, if you happen to have access to some of those clues and their explanation, please let me know. But I know like 3 of those lines are from Whiter Shade of Pale, which makes sense because the cat and the band is Procol Harum. It's kind of an apocryphal story that the cat was named Procol Harum, but it's agreed that the cat was a Burmese and was owned by the manager who first managed Procol Harum.
Yeah.
And if you ever wondered where they got the name Procol Harum, now you know.
Thank you very much, Sarah, for that question.
Thank you.
Question 5. There is... Oh, don't... That same one, buddy. You went back. Yep. I was like,
So
wait
nice,
a minute.
so nice, had to see it twice. Question number 6.
I was just reading that.
Okay.
Yogesh said that there was a fairly deep dive done.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
For 4 of the last 5 years, the Simon Wiesenthal Center's top 10 anti-Semitic moments of the year have included what British politician who led the United Kingdom's Labour Party and served as leader of the opposition until being replaced by Keir Starmer. And that guy is Jeremy Corbyn.
Yeah,
Jeremy Corbyn. Yeah.
Jeremy Corbyn was named 3 times in a row, I believe, to the top 10, what they call the slurs of the year, which typically are just either moments or particular events that the Simon Wiesenthal Center has identified as particularly anti-Semitic. I think I said particularly 4 times.
You did.
I did.
I was like, I'm just
I
going to let
did.
him go.
But yeah, Jeremy Corbyn has been repeatedly under fire for anti-Semitic remarks and ideology.
Yeah.
As you should be. Oh, I'm sorry. Question number 7. The redacted image on this slide here shows which electrical component, an energy storing component that is used in condenser microphones, among other things, to convert acoustic input into an electrical signal. That would be a capacitor.
Flux or otherwise.
Flux or otherwise, yeah.
Yep.
Condenser is actually just an antiquated term for capacitor, which is why it survives in the name of the microphone.
Yep. And your last one of the round is Brandy Anagram time, rearranging the following 8 letters. You got man-lures. Use your man-lures. They're the type of thing you can always count on. It feels appropriate with the Super Bowl being this week, or the big game.
The Superb Owl.
Or the Superb Owl, as one of my friends likes to say.
Mm-hmm.
That you get numerals.
Yep.
You're going to
Numerals.
see those
You're
everywhere.
going to see a lot of them. Anyway, that is round number 2, and we're going to hit you with a scoring update. So, Tej, why don't you break that out for us? I will pull up the music round.
With
And
6 points in 13th place, we have the Rainbow Connection. 12th place, 10 points for Whence Thy Chair. Tied for 8th, 4 teams. Team Coast to Coast, Punxsutawney Filibusters, Kanye West Nile Virus, and Bedknobs and Boomsticks, all with 12 points. 13 points, 7th place for Junie Got a Whitefish. 6th place, 14 points for third podium. Tied for third, 15 points apiece for Rip, Max, and Screech, Gentlefolk, Octopus, and Justice for Ham Payne. And tied for first with a perfect score thus far. 16 points apiece for B3, Frontstroke, and King, and Arthur Fleck and the Flecktones.
Arthur Fleck and the Flecktones. Excellent.
And
It's like I
all
knew
of
that
this
sounded familiar.
is now subject to change because it is time for the music round. In the music round, we're going to do just a little bit differently than every other round, but the same as every night.
We'll explain that real quick. You're going to hear 8 clips. 1 point will be given for each correctly guessed title, 1 point for each correctly guessed artist, and 2 points for guessing the theme. The way this music round works is that we've posted in our YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook streams the link to a Vocaroo page. That Vocaroo page will have the audio file, which is about 5 minutes and change, and you will have 10 minutes to submit your answers. So you can listen to it, rewind, and listen again, but you only have 10 minutes to submit. Unlike with other rounds, you will not be hearing any filler music, and in fact, you will only hear from us during the 2-minute warning to let you know that it's going to be time to start getting those answers in and wrapping it up. Other than that, you now have access to the music, so best of luck, and we will see you at the end of the 10-minute timer. Or rather, at the 2-minute warning. Good luck.
Have a great time.
All right, less than 2 minutes until you have to submit. I know it seems like a lot of time, but trust us, it goes by a lot faster than you think it does. So get your answers in as soon as you can. I noticed that we already had one team in, so I want to give a shout out. Give a shout out to Rainbow Connection for sending in their answer form. The first and the fastest. That's the same thing.
That is the same thing. So we'll see you in just a couple of moments.
Good luck. All right, the timer is officially up, which means we are going to grab some filler music, which I think was going to be sea shanties. Sea shanties. And kind of try to chase you into a quicker submission. So best of luck, everybody. Make sure you wrap it up as soon as you can. I'm not seeing any sea shanties, so we're going straight up accordion. And enjoy.
Well, that looked pretty well converted.
Yeah, definitely. So let's take a look and see the answers.
See what you heard.
See what you heard. Round number 3, song number 1 was SOS by ABBA. This was
A
got
social.
by everybody. So
Yeah.
straight up here, we give you one of those. Also, when we...
You
Now-
turned it off.
No, I turned it back on.
I don't think you did.
There we go.
There you go.
When we put these rounds together, we do randomize the order. And I was like, oh, this one's coming first up front, huh? That means the theme's going to be pretty easy. Song number 2, Incense and Peppermints, Strawberry Alarm Clock.
Strawberry Alarm Clock was a social, and I was a little surprised.
Let me check on that real quick. The whole thing was a social.
Wow.
So, well done, everybody, again, on
Yeah.
knowing your psychedelic band. Speaking of, Procol
Procol
Harum
Harum,
and all
yeah.
that. Song number 3 was...
Fire Escape by Andrew McMahon in the Wilderness. We would have taken Andrew McMahon.
All the spellings.
Yep. We also would have taken Jack's Mannequin.
Yes,
That was
they're
Andrew's
very similar.
work before.
They're very similar.
Yeah, very similar.
It's like Panic at the Disco and Brendan Urie, similar. And let's see. Song number 4 was America, as performed by First Aid Kit. This song was originally performed by Simon and Garfunkel. It is my favorite Simon and Garfunkel song. And First Aid Kit, the duo of sisters there, I believe they're sisters, has done a brilliant cover of that one. Song number 5.
Was Distant Early Warning by Rush. Rush was absolutely dunked, as what you would expect.
And I was telling people earlier, I love 1984 band photos of Rush, because that's a very different
That's
Rush.
a very different Rush.
That's a very different Rush right there. Song number 6 was Panic Switch by Silver Sun Pickups.
One of my favorite underrated alternative bands. Absolutely love Silver Sun Pickups. The album this comes off of, Swoon, is a fantastic album if you ever get the chance.
Looks like the title was a little hard, but most people got Silver Sun Pickups.
Yeah.
Song number 7, T, you want to take us through it while I hiccup?
Yep. Mm-hmm. 911 is a Joke by Public Enemy. Get that rare Flava Flav leading the charge for Public Enemy.
Not terribly rare, but I mean, this is virtually devoid of Chuck D and Professor Griff. So that is...
That Rush picture is full Duran Duran. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree.
This was also covered by Duran Duran.
Speaking connections.
Yeah.
Tunelessly and tonelessly.
Yeah,
for sure.
wasn't a great idea.
And song number 8, your last one, was Higher Ground by Stevie Wonder. We originally had Jamie All Over by Mayday Parade in there, but we thought with Mayday and Alert, we had too many synonyms. It was Sarah Ann Rapp who actually suggested this one, which made total sense because your theme was, in case of emergency, these are things you can use.
SOS, alarm, a fire escape, a first aid kit, a distant early warning.
Which is an actual array of satellites that was set up to detect Soviet missile launches.
Yep. Panic switch, 911, and higher ground. Gets a higher ground.
You can head to higher ground, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So that was your connection. Most of y'all got it, and that was fun for us. So let's move on to round number 4, after which we'll have your last scoring update, and then
We'll have
round
the final.
5.
Yep.
But yeah, here's round number 4. I'll bring that up for you. And we'll get started with question number 1. Question 1. What specific type of building appears in the title of a short story by Raymond Carver, a novel by Mario Vargas Llosa, and a drama by T.S. Eliot? This is about as short as the question can be. There's not really a way to abbreviate it. So I love that. What specific type of building appears in the title of works by Raymond Carver, Mario Vargas Llosa, and T.S. Eliot? That's your question. I said that there's no way to abbreviate it, then I abbreviated it.
Nice.
Making a liar out of my screen.
Question number 2, with the tagline, dying is one hell of a way to make a living. The forgettable 1977 film Stunts was the first film produced by what major studio known for franchises such as A Nightmare on Elm Street and The Lord of the Rings? So once again, with the tagline, dying is one hell of a way to make a living, the forgettable film Stunts was the first film produced by what major studio that was known for franchises such as A Nightmare on Elm Street and The Lord of the Rings? What studio did those films? That's question 2.
And question number 3. 1 joule per second is the given SI definition for what unit of power? A quantity measured by the total amount of energy converted or transferred over a given time. So once again, defined as 1 joule per second, what is the SI unit of power? That's question number 3.
Power.
Power.
Well, it was great seeing you, Terry. Thank you for stopping by. Hopefully we'll see you again.
Thank you very much for stopping by, Terry.
Question number 4. Founded in 1850, what magazine claims to be the second oldest American monthly magazine, after Scientific America? Still in circulation. Your hints: we'll accept either a 1 or 2 word answer.
2, huh?
2. So founded in 1850, what magazine claims to be the second oldest American monthly magazine, still in circulation? We'll accept either a 1 or a 2 word answer. That's question 4.
Question number 5. What 3-word title precedes the lines, "You may see a stranger, someone may be laughing, and when you find your true love," in the lyrics of a song from the musical South Pacific? So essentially, what song from the musical South Pacific with a 3-word title has that title preceding lyrics such as, "You may see a stranger, someone may be laughing, and when you find your true love"? What is that 3-word titled song from South Pacific? That's question 5.
Question number 6. Getting the job done against the Broncos. What quarterback threw for 340 yards and 4 tutties in Super Bowl 22 to become the first black quarterback to win the Super Bowl and to win Super Bowl MVP?
You know I put in 4 tutties?
4 tutties.
Yeah.
You know I had to put the tutties in.
That's fantastic. Give it to him again.
Yep. Getting the job done against the Broncos. What quarterback threw for 340 yards and 4 touchdowns in Super Bowl 22 to become the first black starting quarterback to win the Super Bowl and to win Super Bowl MVP? That is question 6. Who's that quarterback?
Wonder what inspired that question. Question number 7. I have it on great authority. A fantastic bird inspired that question. A superb owl, so to say.
Yeah.
Question 7. President Victoriano Huerta was forced to resign in the aftermath of what 1914 affair in which American sailors were taken prisoner in a port city of Tamaulipas, Mexico? One more time. President Victoriano Huerta was forced to resign in the aftermath of what 1914 affair in which American sailors were taken prisoner in a port city of Tamaulipas, Mexico? That's question 7.
That's question 7. Your last of the round. Inedible ingredients such as clay, ash, and quicklime are used as pickling or preservative agents in the preparation of what type of Chinese egg seen on the following slide? And we're going to need you to be a little bit specific with this.
We'll tell you straight up that like visually descriptive names will not fly. It's also known as black egg and preserved egg, but we told you it was preserved, and you can see that it's black. We need you to reach a little deeper.
People are trying to scrounge for them points.
Try to scratch. I
respect the hustle.
exactly what I was about to say, and I knew you were going to pick it up.
So what is the name of this Chinese egg that has clay, ash, and quicklime used as preservative agents? That is question 8. And you know what time that means it is?
Recap. All right, bringing it back for the question recap. Question number 1, short and sweet. What type of building, specific type of building, appears in the title of works by Raymond Carver, Mario Vargas Llosa, and T.S. Eliot? Question 2.
Question 2, with the tagline, "Dying is one hell of a way to make a living," the film Stunts was the first film that was produced by a now major studio known for the franchises A Nightmare on Elm Street and The Lord of the Rings. What studio did those 2 franchises? That's question 2.
Thank you. Question number 3, another nice and short question for you. 1 joule per second is the given SI definition for what unit of power? Essentially, this question boils down to what is the SI unit for power?
That's question
3.
Question 4, found in 1850, what magazine claims to be the second oldest American monthly magazine, after Scientific American, that is still in circulation? And a bonus hint, will accept either a 1 or a 2 Word answer.
Tool. A tool. Tool. Yeah, exactly. Question number 5. What song with a 3-word title from the musical South Pacific? It was also a film, but before that it was a musical. Yeah, what song with a 3-word title from the musical South Pacific precedes the lyrics, "You may see a stranger, someone may be laughing, and when you find your true love"? That's question number 5.
And question 6, getting the job done against the Broncos. What quarterback threw for 340 yards and 4 touchdowns in Super Bowl 22 to become the first black starting quarterback to win the Super Bowl and to win Super Bowl MVP? That is question 6.
All right, question number 7. What was the name of the 1914 affair in which American sailors were taken prisoner in a port city of Tamaulipas, Mexico? The aftermath of this affair forced the resignation of Mexican President Victoriano Huerta.
And your last question of the round. Edible ingredients such as clay, ash, and quicklime are used as pickling or preservative agents in the preparation of what type of Chinese egg seen on this slide? Once again, we need you. It also is known as what?
Black egg and preserved egg.
Preserve egg.
Yeah.
So we're going to need you to go a little bit deeper than
It's
that.
known by a lot of names, and we'll take most of those names. But like
just not black egg or preserved egg.
The ones you can get just by looking at it, no. But anyway, that's
question 8.
That's round number 4. Look at the egg. Exactly. We will roll it back to the top here, and you know what I'm feeling? I said this during the break last time, TJ.
It's bagpipe.
It's bagpiping time.
Yeah.
We're going to put on some bagpipe music, and then we are going to turn on the countdown timer, and we are going to
see you in a little bit.
See you in just a bit. So good luck.
I've eaten number 8. It was fine.
Thank you for that, Steven. All right, there we go. Just marveling at, first of all, how bad the opening filler music was. Nothing against bagpipes. I like bagpipes. That was terrible. Very sorry for
It was
inflicting
also
that.
the only album that was available on for bagpipes.
And then we're also marveling at how, like, Dire Straits, like, the last track sounded. Then we realized it sounds exactly like Shine On You Crazy Diamond.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next one seemed like it was going to lead in, like, Have a Cigar.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, who's doing, like, a little
Pink Floyd.
What's my favorite album?
Tribute.
Wish You Were Here.
Yeah.
Kind of vibe.
Yeah.
That was fun. All right, let's take a look at the answers from round number 4. What specific type of building appears in the title of a short story by Raymond Carver, a novel by Mario Vargas Llosa, and a drama by T.S. Eliot? Some people said church, and I'm very sorry to tell you we can't accept that. It is cathedral, specifically. That is exactly as it appears in these 3 titles. Stephen Glassman, want to say thank you for your donation. TJ, why don't you choose the number and pop up the gift board?
We're going with a 3.
We're going with Donald Duck, count and scratch. Thanks, Stephen, for your donation. Anyone else who wants to support us can do so at Venmo at McKinney-Sizemore or PayPal using ksizemore@hotmail.com. TJ, next one.
Question number 2 with the tagline, "Dying is one hell of a way to make a living." The film Stunts was the first film produced by what now major studio that is known for franchises like A Nightmare on Elm Street and The Lord of the Rings. I'll be Donald ducking it later in your honor.
Oh, God.
All right, then.
Anyway, this film studio was...
New Line Cinema.
Yeah, they,
pretty well converted by most people.
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street seemed to be like their biggest hit. Launching that franchise was New Line Cinema's introduction.
That was 84.
They also were founded by, I believe, a 20-year-old student, and one of the first things that they did that got them a lot of notice was redistributing the 1930s propaganda film Reefer Madness.
Oh.
And, like, recontextualizing it.
Interesting.
Question number 3. 1 joule per second is the given SI definition for what unit of power? This one's also got a football connection, as you'll see on the next slide. That unit of power is the watt. Whether it's Derek, TJ, or JJ, the watt is defined as 1 joule per second.
Mm-hmm. Question number 4. Founded in 1850, what magazine claims to be the second oldest American monthly magazine still in circulation? Your hint was we'll accept either a 1 or a 2-word answer.
Which that seems to have bottled a couple of people. It was like Atlantic and The Atlantic.
Yeah.
But it is Harper's Magazine. We would have taken Harper's or Harper's Magazine. Not Harper's Bazaar, because, of course, it spun off from the original Harper's. But Harper's has been in business for a long time. They published Moby Dick, parts of Moby Dick, before it was fully made into a novel. So, Harper's.
It's been a while.
Question number 5. What 3-word title precedes the lines, "You may see a stranger, someone may be laughing, and you may find," and when you find your true love, in the lyrics of a song from the musical South Pacific? That would be Some Enchanted Evening, which is also the name of the last episode of the first season of The Simpsons, which is what that still is from there.
Uh-huh.
But that was Some Enchanted Evening.
Question number 6, getting the job done against the Broncos. What quarterback threw for 340 yards and 4 tutties in Super Bowl 22 to become the first black starting quarterback to win the Super Bowl and to win Super Bowl MVP? That was Mr. Doug Williams, and the Sports Illustrated article absolutely gets it.
Wow. That is a hell of a performance in the Super Bowl.
That's putting it on.
Yeah. That's, what's his name?
They got Orange Crushed on that one.
Mm-hmm. That's like Phil Simms numbers. He did quite well in Super Bowls, too.
Yeah.
Question number 7. President Victoriano Huerta was forced to resign in the aftermath of what 1914 affair in which American sailors were taken prisoner in a port city of Tamaulipas, Mexico. Also, a juice brand survives that bears the name of this port city. That is Tampico.
The Tampico affair.
Tampico affair, yep. It began with a bit of a mistaken identity where Mexican authorities seized Americans who were trying to load gasoline in the port city of Tampico. And then there was a misunderstanding there because none of the Americans spoke Spanish. And none of the people who were Spanish spoke English. So that was a big thing. And then the president ordered that we take Veracruz and hold an occupation there. And it really escalated from there.
And question number 8, inedible ingredients such as clay, ash, and quicklime are used as preservatives in what Chinese egg? We told you not to give us black egg, and you did give us black egg.
Yeah, y'all did real well.
Yep. So this is known by a lot of things. It's known as a century egg, a 1,000-year egg, a 100-year egg.
Let me see what else I got here.
Yeah, because a lot of them are acceptable.
Century egg. I think I just triggered one of the gifts, by the way.
Probably did.
Millennium eggs, skin eggs, which is probably the least appetizing, I would say. 100 years, 1,000 years. Yeah. A lot of
sounds like you're like Alien. Come on now.
All right. Scoring update.
Scoring update after the end of round number 4. We've got in 13th place 15 points for Rainbow Connection. Thank you for stopping by, Terry. 12th place, 23 points for Whence Thy Chair. 11th place, 30 points for Junie Get a Whitefish. 10th place, 31 points, Team Coast to Coast. Tied for 8th place, Punxsutawney Filibusters and Bed Knobs and Boomsticks. 7th place, 36 points for Kanye West Nile Virus. 6th place for 37 points for Third Podium. 4th place, tied, B3 Front Stroke and King, 38 points. And hashtag Justice for Campaign, tied with fourth with 38 points. 3rd place, 40 points for RIP Max and Screech. And tied for 1st place, 41 points apiece for Gentlefolk Octopodes and Arthur Fleck and the Flecktones.
All right, let's see how that shakes out here as we go into our final round, round number 5. So bringing that back, bringing up round number 5. And let's get on with it. Starting with question number 1. Question number 1. Speed the Plow was a 5-act comedy written by playwright Thomas Morton that premiered at the Theatre Royal in London. 190 years later, a similarly named Speed the Plow premiered at the Royal Theatre in New York under the pen of what playwright? So again, what playwright, who is not Thomas Morton, wrote Speed the Plow, a play that premiered in 1988 at the Royal Theatre in New York? That's the question.
That's question 1. Question number 2, located in Alaska, the not actually bodily named Tongass is the largest example of what type of protected geographic feature in the United States?
What is Tongass?
What is Tongass? It's Tongass, Vicky.
Sorry.
It's not Tongass. Stop saying Tongass.
I can't.
Tongass is the largest example of what type of protected geographic feature in the United States? That's question 2 as he stops laughing. Hopefully.
I'm 30 years old. Question number 3. Which capital city, the site of the 1952 Games, holds the record for lowest GDP and lowest population among cities that have hosted the Summer Olympics? So by the metric of GDP and population, which capital city is the lowest rated that has hosted the Summer Olympics?
They hosted the 52 games.
The 1952 games. Thank you very much for adding that relevant piece.
And that's question 3.
Mm-hmm.
Question 4. As Special Agent Seeley Booth, David Boreanaz has made appearances on the Fox series Bones, American Dad, and what horror and suspense series, inspired by an American short story, first published in 1820? So what other show has David Boreanaz made an appearance as Agent Seeley Booth? He was on Bones, American Dad, and what horror and suspense series that is inspired by a short story in 1820? That's question 4.
That is question 4. Question number 5. Found in the Earth's upper mantle, the Lehman discontinuity is a region characterized by a sudden increase in what 2 types of seismic waves, each identified by a single letter.
Looking for 2 answers on
2
this.
answers are required. So once again, the Lehman discontinuity is a region in the Earth's upper mantle that is characterized by a sudden increase in which 2 types of seismic waves, each of which are identified by a single letter. Give us both letters that identify those seismic waves, and we'll give you a point.
Yep.
That's question 5.
And before we move on, let's actually show people the flags that our random
was someone
number
asking?
generator. No, I'm just wanted to.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We haven't done it yet.
Yep.
One of the oldest flags in the world. This is Denmark. And then
one of my favorite flags is Barbados.
Yeah, I love the trident.
Trident's so
Love
nice.
the trident so much. We recently cataloged all of our flags. We're up to 60.
5, I think.
I think it's actually 60. I think it might be flat 60. Hold on. Flag catalog is right here. Scrolling. It is flat 60.
Flat 60. So we have 60 flags, and we're making the random number generator
Tell us what to
tell
fly.
us what to do.
Send us flags if you got them.
Question number 6. What ancient Levantine city appears in both the works seen on the following slide? The work on the left was created by Caravaggio. The one on the right by Velázquez.
Yeah, those are those. But what are
What
we looking for?
Levantine city features in the title of both of these works? The left is by Caravaggio, and the right is by Velázquez.
That's exactly it. All right, I think it's the question basically, read itself there.
Yeah, it did.
Question number 7. What Spanish actor was the first performer from his country to be nominated for the Academy Award for Best Actor for 2000's Before Night Falls and 2010's Beautiful? This performer accepted a statuette in 2007 for Best Supporting Actor. So once again, which performer was Academy Award nominated for Best Actor with 2000's Before Night Falls and 2010's Beautiful? Apart from those nominations, this performer accepted a statuette in 2007 for Best Supporting Actor. Who is that Spanish actor? It's question number 7.
And your last question of the night, along with Beck. What non-American act is the only one of the last decade to win the Grammy Award for Album of the Year without having a single track from that album hit the Billboard Hot 100?
Mm-hmm.
Once again, along with Beck, what non-American act is the only one in the last decade to win the Grammy for Album of the Year without having a single track from that album crack the Billboard Hot 100? And what Beck got closest with, 16th on the Bubbling Under charts, which is the Just Missed?
Something like that, yeah. Yeah. All right. That is question number 8, so let's hit you with the recap.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, Speed the Plow was written by Thomas Morton, but 190 years later, a similarly named play, also called Speed the Plow, premiered in New York. This latter composition was written by what playwright? So what playwright wrote Speed the Plow, the one that premiered in 1988, not 1898?
In question 2, located in Alaska, the not actually bodily named Tongass is the largest example of what type of protected geographic feature in the United States? That's question 2.
I can't hear that word without chuckling.
Uh-huh.
Question number 3. The host of the 1952 Games, which capital city holds the record for lowest GDP and lowest population among cities that have hosted the Summer Olympics? Not winter,
Yeah.
summer.
There have been some small boys that have hosted the winter.
I mean, what, Sochi hardly existed before.
No, it wasn't really a thing.
It wasn't really a city
Yeah.
until, yeah.
Uh-huh. Question number 4. As Special Agent Sealy Booth, David Boreanaz has made appearances on the Fox series Bones, An American Dad, and what horror and suspense series that was inspired by an American short story published in 1820? That's question 4.
Question 5. What two types of seismic waves are prevalent in the Lehman discontinuity, a region of the Earth's upper mantle? Both of them indicated by a single letter. We are looking for both. So once again, just give us the single letter designation for both of the types of seismic waves that occur in greater frequency in the Lehman discontinuity. That's question 5.
Question number 6. What ancient Levantine city appears in the title of both of the works seen on the following slide? The work on the left is created by Caravaggio, and the work on the right by Velasquez. So what Levantine city appears in the title of both of these works?
Jerome is saying Sochi was a resort for ages. Like Yalta, it's a real place with a real history. That's really good to know. I thought that the region in which they constructed the Olympic Village was essentially an artificial town. I mean,
some of it was.
Okay.
Some of it, like the hotels, some of them, the hotels didn't exist, which is why they were not completed on time.
But anyway, this is question number 6, and what we're looking for?
We are looking for the Levantine city that features in the title of both of these works.
And moving on now to question number 7, one of your last. Which Spanish actor was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Actor in 2000 for Before Night Falls and 2010 for Beautiful? This actor, unrelated to those nominations, accepted a statuette in 2007 for Best Supporting Actor.
What's that actor?
Excuse me. Sorry.
And your last question of the evening, along with Beck. What non-American act is the only one of the last decade to win the Grammy Award for Album of the Year without having a single track from that album hit the Billboard Hot 100? That is question 8.
That is question number 8. All right, so best of luck, everybody. I'm going to put on that Yacht Rock station again because that little concluding track was pretty sweet. Best of luck, and we hope to see you soon once you get everything in. See you.
All right, let's get into those round 5 answers.
Starting with question number 1. Speed the Plow was a 5-act comedy written in
1890, right?
no, 1798 by Thomas Morton that premiered at the Theatre Royal in London. 190 years later, in 1988, a similarly named Speed the Plow premiered at the Royal Theatre in New York under the pen of David Mamet. We took David fucking Mamet was definitely accepted.
Question number 2. Located in Alaska, the not actually bodily named Tongass is the largest example of what type of protected geographic feature in the United States? It's a big old forest.
It's a big old forest. In fact, most of it is rainforest, which we gave credit for, rainforest. Kudos to the people who said spit was the geographical feature for Tongass.
Good Lord.
Question number 3. Which capital city, the site of the 1952 Games, holds the record for lowest GDP and lowest population among cities that have hosted the Summer Olympics? There have been a lot of small cities that have hosted the Winter Olympics, but the smallest one to host the Summer Olympics may surprise you. It's Helsinki.
Helsinki,
which to this day has a population of just over 1 million. Helsinki.
Question 4. As Special Agent Seeley Booth, David Boreanaz has made appearances on the Fox series Bones, An American Dad, and what other horror and suspense series inspired by a short story first published in 1820?
It trips me up so much that the word series is also its own plural.
And that series is Sleepy Hollow, the reboot of Sleepy Hollow.
Reboot?
Well, I mean, it was obviously a film in the 90s.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're different concepts, I'm pretty
clearly,
sure. But yeah. They did a crossover event episode, a 2-parter with the cast of Bones.
He also kind of appeared in Family Guy because Stewie was...
Well, I mean, Family Guy appeared in Bones.
Yeah, because Stewie was like...
His hallucinations.
His hallucinations, yeah. That was weird.
Kind of a jump the shark moment. Question number 5. Found in the Earth's upper mantle, the Lehman discontinuity is a region characterized by a sudden increase in what 2 types of seismic waves, each identified by a single letter? There are 2 answers required, and those 2 answers are P waves and S waves.
Primary and secondary.
That's exactly what they stand for, is primary and secondary. But P waves and S waves increase in frequency as you get to the Lehman discontinuity and to the upper mantle of the Earth.
Yep. Question 6. What ancient Levantine city appears in the title of both the works seen on the following slide? The work on the left was by Caravaggio, and the work on the right was by Velázquez. How'd you think this was pronounced, Mickey?
Yeah, so we had to look up the pronunciation of this because I don't know why. I've always thought it was Imao, which sounds like a dyslexic cat having trouble. It's Emmaus. Emmaus is the pronunciation. But yeah, I've always said supper at Imao, which is the scene depicted there. A very Twilight Zone episode of the Bible where after Christ's crucifixion and resurrection, he reveals himself during a dinner to 2 of his apostles and then just like walks out and vanishes.
That's how I dropped the mic moment.
All right, question number 7. Which Spanish actor was the first performer from his country to be nominated for the Academy Award for Best Actor for 2000's Before Night Falls and 2010's Beautiful? This performer accepted a statuette in 2007 for Best Supporting Actor.
He won for No Country for Old Men in the role of Anton Chigurh, and this is Javier Bardem.
There are like 3 or 4 great pictures of Javier Bardem with his Oscar, just very, very much pleased with himself. I mean,
quite chuffed.
I would be taking tons of photos with my Oscar.
And your last question of the evening, along with Beck. What non-American act is the only one of the last decade to win the Grammy Award for Album of the Year without having a single track from that album crack the Billboard Hot 100? So Beck's Morning Phase did not have a single that hit the Hot 100. Neither did the Arcade Fire in the Suburbs. They have only ever hit the Hot 100 once. They peaked at number 99 with the song Reflector.
Yep.
That is the only Hot 100 they've ever had.
Yeah, while critically beloved, it's considered like a shocking kind of upset sort of win for the Grammy Award for Best Album.
Butler?
For the win, Butler, yes.
Yeah,
I saw your message earlier this week. All right.
Let's get to some results.
Take a look at the results.
Oh, boy. 13th place, 15 points for Rainbow Connection. Once again, thank you very much for stopping by, Terry. 12th place, 25 points for Whence Thy Chair. 11th place, 37 points for Team Coast to Coast. 10th place, 38 points for June You Get a Whitefish. 9th place, 41 points for Punxsutawney Filibusters. 8th place, 42 points, and my undying respect for Bed Knobs and Boomsticks. 7th place, 43 points for Third Podium. 6th place, 44 points for Kanye West Nile Virus. Tied for 4th, 45 points apiece for B3 Front Stroke and King and Justice for Ham Payne. Tied for 2nd, 48 points for R.I.P. Max and Screech and Gentlefolk Octopus. And pipping them at the post with a 49 out of 50. Arthur Fleck and the Flecktones.
Yeah, that was close. We almost had a three-way tie finishing out this game.
Almost. There were some people that came on hard at the end.
I mean, a majority of the teams finished with more than 40 points.
Yeah.
And everybody who didn't really gave it an effort.
It looks like another really highly converted game. So I love the way everybody's like, wow, this game's really hard. It's like, have you seen the scores?
Yeah, I do the stats.
49 out of 50 will win it sometimes.
Awesome.
But once again, thank you everybody for checking us out, and thank you for stopping by, and thank you for crushing it.
Absolutely. We had a great time bringing you these questions. All of this came together in a very smooth, very fun, very organic
just
kind of way.
under 2 hours, too.
And we got it in just under 2 hours, so we're pretty pleased with that.
And if you'd like to support us, you can hit us up at Venmo at McKinney-Sizemore or at PayPal at ksizemore@hotmail.com. Until next Monday, we will see you guys later.
Yeah, and again, want to say thank you to Stephen Glassman for pitching in tonight. Mm-hmm. And Stephen, that shirt will be sent out tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Good night.
Have a good night.
You're my candle in a darkened house. You say relax, I'll lead the way. Up the staircase in this darkened house. Out through the window, we're away. I've waited a lifetime, these night wings to fly. The lights of the city below. So cold in the dark was my lonely goodbye. But now there's a new light I know. You keep burning, burning bright. You keep burning, burning bright. You keep burning, burning bright. You keep burning, You're my candle in a darkened house. You say relax, I'll lead the way. Up the staircase in this darkened house. Out through the window, we're away. I waited a lifetime, these night wings to fly. The lights of the city below. Too cold in the dark was my lonely goodbye. But now there's a new light I know. You keep burning, burning bright. You keep burning, burning bright. You keep burning, burning bright. You keep You're my candle in a dark